Hello guys, we're getting ready to take the old Nano out, Apex Nano, and we're going to get ready to go for the season. But I thought I'd bring you along with me as we go through some of the things that you need before you, if you're considering purchasing an RV, something you need to consider even before you need to buy, even before you leave the lot. So here's some things, guys, that we got to have. So guys, first off, you've got to have call them a sway bar, an equalizer hitch is what that is. This thing weighs a good bit. It's a 2-inch square, I think it is, but you can find those details out wherever you buy it. We've got this hitch, and it comes with everything you see here. And hold on, Glenda, and also you need a jack. So make sure you get these before you leave the dealer. They may throw them in, but those are about, what, $800, Glenda?
Yeah.
When we bought this one.
When we bought this one, it was.
This is a 2 1/4 ball, and so that ball is a 2 1/4 ball too. It tells on most of them right there what it is.
And also the brake.
Yeah. You need to get them to install a trailer brake on your vehicle, whatever tow vehicle you got. And some of them have what they call I don't know what they call it. When you put your brakes on, it automatically puts brakes on the trailer. But do not try to pull one of these things down the road without trailer brakes, because it's almost impossible to stop those things, particularly on a hill, going down the hill. But anyway, guys, not getting into a rant, but you make sure you do that. Second thing you buy you a lock for your ball. And I'm not really crazy about how that one fits, but it is just the way it is. It will not tighten up. It's in between. Buy you a lock for your ball so somebody can't drive off with your trailer. Okay, while we're here, I had to buy this separate. It's a gauge for my LP gas. See that little gauge? It costs about $10. But make sure you get one of those because you don't want to run out of fuel when you're using it. So we'll start this thing with our towing. You got to have these, guys, for towing your vehicles. Unless you've got large mirrors, you can't see around those things. Make sure you buy a set of mirrors. I bought these, and they're kind of like this number. They do this down the road. I'll show you how they do. You can't hardly see them because they wiggle and vibrate. But anyway, and so I thought to myself, I'm going to get some more better ones. Well, the next step up is these. And these slide right over your existing mirror, and they make them for certain type vehicles. Well, I got these at a yard sale for $10, so what do you think? I had to get them. Those are about $40 a piece or so. Got a steal on those. All right, next, guys, we want to make sure that we have what we need to set the trailer up. And these are, you run, let me show you what these are. Let's go on the other side, Glenn, and show them. They're actually ramps, they're leveling ramps. So we've got this thing temporary setting up in their yard, and it slopes this direction. So what we want to do is we make sure it's level as much as, well, it's level. And you want these leveling ramps there. So we made our own. Those are a little bit heavier than those plastic things they make, but they're a lot cheaper. So if you want to make your own, you can go online and see what it takes. But it's about a 4 foot, 5 foot piece of 2 by 8s on the bottom, and a shorter piece on the top. And you really need one as wide is that bottom piece. I didn't have it, so I had to make do with what I had. Chamfer that bottom, make a 45 there. Nail it on top or bolt it in real good, and you can go on up with another one. We thought that would probably be all we needed. And there's a chock. You want a set of chocks. Don't leave your home without chocks. So you gotta have those. Come on over here, friend. Let's show you this. So I've got a level here. We want to take that level around to the front. And the most level thing I know is level would be this. And even though it's still a little low over there, this is just a little temporary deal here. But we can tell what we need. Come on around here, Glenda, which brings me to another thing. All that wood you see that I have around here, all this wood, you're gonna need it sooner or later because some of these sites are really bad. Some of them are front to back, some of them are sideways. But really when you're setting this thing up, you wanna get side level first. And then you need to go with your front back level. And so we can put it there and we'll take this and we'll put it on the floor in the camper, front to back. That's how that works. Or you can get the little bubbles that stick on the outside, put them somewhere. Once you get it level and you know it's level, you can place those on there and they're on there. I've got some, just haven't put them on. Secondly, thirdly, you want to make sure, don't leave the dealer without these things. A water. We bought this hose. It's about a 50-foot hose. And yes, you will need a long hose. It's a water grade, drinkable grade hose. You got to make sure that it does qualify under that. All hose pipes do. Plus it's break, burst resistant. So that's another thing. You don't want that thing swelling up and bursting. We had one we had to replace because of it. And also in that same deal, we have a splitter here. It's a little splitter. You can get them any big box store. You want this 90 degrees. We screw this in, screw this on. I'd make this thing 50 hours long if I showed you everything.
And what is that?
This is a filter. This is a little thing that it won't be so stiff that it'll break your connection out. It goes right there on the city water, guys. And that's the way she hangs. And I wash my hand down here. I'll turn it on and bypass that filter if I just want to wash my hands. It doesn't have to be all purified. Now that you want to change yearly, the filter. Get it at one of the big box stores for about 15 bucks now. That's not expensive stuff, guys. So the fresh water hookups, yes. Another very important thing is this. This is a pressure regulator.
Yes.
Even though they make them different sizes and all, this is what this does. It keeps that pressure to a low level that it won't burst everything out inside your trailer. That's what's important about it. Yeah, it's little, but it serves a big job, if you know what I mean. On into our other thing here. We got so many today, different ways we can approach this video. Okay, we have got a surge protector, or some people call them a dog bone because they're kind of shaped like a bone. This costs us about $70. It's got 3 little lights on it. And we have been in campgrounds where the lights would flicker and some of them would be low. A lot of times they'll be low, and that causes your electronic devices inside to burn up. So this is a 30 amp, which has got this range type plug on it. Make sure you get one of those.
To protect your wiring?
Protects your investment.
And also some campers, they require a 50 amp, correct?
This is right. It depends on the camper you got. Ours just happens to be a 30. A lot of them are 30, and a lot of the bigger ones, the big fifth wheels and that kind of thing, and the motorhomes are 50s. So here's a plug we got with our camper. I think they even wanted to charge us for this. Do not leave the dealer without one of these. Believe you me, unless
And
you
what
like
is
to
that?
boondog, unless you like to boondock without power, you'll need that. That is a cord that plugs into your base power pole at the campground.
Oh,
Screws
okay.
in here. I happen to have 2 of them right now. And let me see, there's something else.
Well, how do you use that bone, dog bone, like you said?
The power meter box in the campground, this just plugs in there, and then you'll plug your power, plug that in there just like I got it, and this goes right there.
Okay, so you plug that into the power source, and then you plug the cord into that.
It automatically comes on there, and most of the power meters are off. The breaker's turned off. You turn that breaker off, plug it all up, and then flip that breaker on.
And if you have a problem, how do you know if there's a problem?
Well, I done told them it was these lights here. See
Okay.
that?
So once you plug it in, you look for those lights.
You look for those lights. The green means it's good. The blue, I think, means it's weak power. And naturally, the red, you don't have any power. I think that's the way that. They all work differently, but you need to read your instructions on everything you get. So let me think, guys. Naturally, talking about power. You go in and you flip your breakers on or whatever when you get there, and I can't go over every camper because they're all different. This is the must. The must thing too, you want some good, high quality, which this is not. This is not high quality, it's a cheapo. But this is a heavy duty extension cord with a good weather tight plugs on them. So that's probably a 50 footer, and this is probably a 50 footer. You want plenty of those because sometimes you have outdoor things, blowers, fans, lights, and you need that extra extension cord to plug in, guys. So just going over some other stuff here. Also something that might not be too important to you, but you need it. Talking about a little clothesline, and there's little clips and pins. And I think, there's another line, like little good rope. You want plenty of rope. You can't hardly have too much rope, as you know, Brenda. We've been camping for like 50 years now, so just teenagers when we started camping. So, inevitably, when you drain that sewer system, you're gonna get dirty hands. So you want a way to wash your hands.
Well, what about the sewer system?
Let's see. Now sewer, while we're around here at the sewer system. Linda's smart, she asked me the right questions. So I'm not showing you how this works, but this gray, get down here where they see it, Linda. This gray is a gray water tank, which is the sink, the shower. Black means it's dirty, nasty, which is toilet, that kind of stuff, toilet mostly. So when I drain this thing, which I don't have it yet, you can buy plugs that you can shut this off. And what you do with these things, you'll drain this black water first.
That's the toilet.
Just like that, all the way out. And I do need to lubricate that because they have things that you need to spray on these valves to keep them loose. That's your toilet, your black water. Of course, you got to. I think you probably know how this goes, but hopefully nothing will come out. There you go, I just drained it. And then this sewer line here goes on the sewer hookups. That locks in place, guys, and this is hard to lock. But anyway, it locks in place. Then you pull the valves to open it. And that opens this up. It'll drain all that black water out. And then if you can put that adapter on here that you can put it back on there, the cap, you'll take this off, put that cap back on, and then you pull the gray water, and it empties the gray water in there and rinses that out. That's the purpose for that. You don't have to do it. It's just a trick that I learned on one of the YouTube videos.
But you always pull the black handle first
Always
and
pull
then the
black
gray.
first, then pull the gray. Let them things drain out. And another thing is when you're camping, most people do this. When they're hooked up and they're on full hookup, don't leave that gray nor the black. You get out there every so often when you need to, and then you drain those tanks. You pull that lever and drain those tanks, because if you don't, all the water will leak out and all the solids will be in there, and it acts like glue in the bottom of that black tank. That's the reason too that most people have sewer problems, because they don't let it build up and all the solids just stay in there. Sewage. Oh, the sewer. And in this trailer, all that packs right in the bumper. So, and these little connectors here, sewer. So this little 90-degree connector here, it's got a little glass on it. And this screws into the pipe that comes out of the ground, the sewer pipe, like that. This screws right in there. And then you'll take this one, and then you'll lock it in place. So when you're draining it, you can see whether there's anything left in there or not, and sometimes what color it is. So you know what you're putting through it. And this one's the same way. And we did notice there's some things when you go into different campgrounds, they're a little bit different. They act differently. Some of the sewer lines hook up like this. Some hook up in a different way. And make sure you get this is only a 25-footer. Last time we were out, we didn't have enough sewer holes either. So every place is different, guys. I don't care where you go, they're all different. And let me see, Glenda, I was talking about, so that's, you want this stuff before you ever go camping. This should come with one of these. And what this does, let me get up here. What this does is you use this to let these jacks down, like so. Well, if you have to screw them things down and up, sometimes that makes you very tired. So most people, you will see, they do it with one of these. All right, what you have to have, most all of them I found, is a 3/4 socket. And see, they sell these little adapters that go right in your drill. Then look, what? Just like, man, ain't that's like sliced bread, ain't it, guys? And it's going to be at least that tall, isn't it, Glenda? Sometimes all the way out. Okay, that being said on those.
But you usually want to put it on a block.
Well, come on, Glenn, let's show it. So I have these thin blocks here, and sometimes you have to have I have 4x4 sometimes, 4x4 blocks, but a lot of times these are enough. But I always keep these, these thin things, they're pretty good. They get in between sizes, so those are good. I'll put it down on those. A lot of people put a little poison underneath those things to keep the ants out. And I use a diatomaceous earth, which is environmentally friendly, safe for humans. I don't use anything that's real poisonous. Of course, I can't go over everything in this video, guys. And then we get in the things you've got to have. Guys. This is not a luxury item, it's something that you must have. I bought this a few weeks ago, and it's not cheap. This is about $30 a tube now. That is what they call a self-leveling sealant. And that's basically for the top, because I have heard of people getting tree limbs and stuff falling on their camper, or them ripping the camper off. And so this helps seal that camper up. It's like glue. fill any holes. This is a slide out silicone lube. And this slide has little gears on it and racks. And we want to spray that just keep it all lubricated and keep it in the good working condition. I do that about every other time I take it out. That's conditioner for all the rubber seals, all the plastic. It keeps that stuff soft. And you want to put it on there and rub it in and wipe it off. I keep a rag. That's another thing. You keep your bundle of rags on there in your camper. All this plastic, these are just plastic. See how soft that is? Particularly on the windows. You want to keep that stuff a good coat on that, which I haven't done it yet. I had to wash it last night and clean it up. All right, that's, and then also we want to keep all these jacks lubricated too.
And also, what about your tires before you leave? You want to check the air pressure and make sure there's not any knots on the tires?
Most definitely. Tires. I don't expect I'm going to change the tire because they do have a lot of, the torque is real heavy on these tires. You want to keep those things torqued down the nut. And it says right here, Glenda, you're going to have to probably come on up closer somewhere. Let me see. Over here in the, almost all campers give all this data here. This is not so much a how-to video. Here's your tires. That tells you what kind of pressure to put on them, what size tires. Some of them tells you how to torque them down. But the pressure in tires, those are like 80, 85 pounds. I bet you didn't know that, but they are. And so therefore, those were filled up with a liquid, not liquid, but nitrogen. They were, and they still got some in them. But basically, the nitrogen keeps those tires regulated, keeps them from swelling up and cooling down at night. Keeps that pressure regulated. And let me see. Like I said, you want to keep all this stuff lubricated here too. But anyway, there's another thing, guys. This little thing here. This keeps. We have bugs down here. Looks like wasp, and they call them dirt daubers, and they go up in there and they will plug that thing up, and this is the vent for the heater, and it can cause that thing to smell bad and run you out, and possibly be dangerous to you. Could start a fire. Anyway, that is another thing. Come on over here, Glenn. This is the refrigerator. No, this. What is it? Yeah, this is a hot water tank. So at the end of the season, we drain our hot water and we turn it off. So you want the tools. There's a socket that fits that one. I think it's 1 1/16 inch. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. So you don't have to drain that every time, but that's another thing too you want to keep an eye on. Particularly drain it when it gets cold weather.
And this is the drain for the refrigerator, so make sure that hose always is sticking out like that so that condensation doesn't run inside.
So anyway, Glenda, I wanted to talk about things too that is a must-have for you to take. Ladder. First off, I always take my tube kit. Look in there, Glenda. So I've got an ohm meter. And if you've ever used one of these things, you know how valuable this is. It checks voltage online. It checks how much voltage. It checks and see if you got a overload or whatever, but make sure you know what you're doing with this electrical. I'm not advocating anything. I'm just saying this is what I take.
We're already at 20 minutes.
It's okay. Pliers. Adjustable wrench, and I don't have everything in here. Screwdrivers, flathead, Phillips, and all kinds of, I will take more things, but you don't leave home without those things. The ladder is to get up there and clean off on the slide, because a lot of times there'll be leaves on there and you don't want to pull that in the slide. That's about it on this, guys.
Did you notice Mojo's shirt?
Oh, my new shirt, yeah.
Look at that, Our Sweet Home Life. I love that we got a logo and I got us a t-shirt, so.
I got one more thing here. A knife. Preferably a Leatherman type knife. All in one little knife. Believe you me, you'll need that too. Anyway, guys, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching this. We'll do some more videos on this camper. We're going to do some on the inside when we get done with this. Put those up later on. So be watching this series of camping ideas that we have. Thanks for watching Our Sweet Home Life.
Bye.
Thanks for subscribing.